Cars, submarines, Dwayne Johnson, and Jason Statham. Let's do this. Alright, so The Fate of the Furious is the 8th installment in the Fast and Furious franchise. Let that sink in there for a moment. We started out with Point Break with cars, now it's Mission Impossible with cars and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And in The Fate of the Furious, the family led by Dominic Toretto, aka Vin Diesel, is on its way back from a routine mission in Berlin, Germany. When, surprise to them, Dom turns on them, goes rogue and starts working under Charlize Theron, and now, as it says on the poster, family no more. First, I gotta give major props to how this franchise has progressed as a whole. It started out really slow, but within the past couple of years, the action-oriented nature of these films has just gotten better and better and better, and the action in The Fate of the Furious is really exciting as well. The action all around was fantastic, but I gotta admit, the jailbreak scene was the most exciting scene in the film for me personally. And most of that comes from Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. They stole the entire show. I enjoyed Vin Diesel and everybody else enough, but Statham and Johnson, for all intents and purposes, carried this entire movie. And if I'm gonna be plain, even though the action is very enjoyable, a majority of it, you have to throw logic completely out the window to watch it. For instance, when a car is able to be taken apart and able to run like a jet engine on something that resembles a canister of helium, it kind of feels like going to the dentist for the first time and expecting your teeth to be clean and straight after that first meeting. That would be awesome if it happened, but it's just not realistic. But if realistic isn't what you're going for, make the action scenes enjoyable, and hey, that's what they did. And as is very common with these kinds of films, we get our fair share of 80s-esque really cheesy dialogue and characters like Charlize Theron who feel like they were written by two different people. For the first two acts, Charlize Theron, she seemed like she was set up to be this really fantastic villain. She was calm, she was calculating. Then the third act hit, and it seems like she turned into a full-scale cartoon. Imagine in The Dark Knight, for the first two acts, you have Heath Ledger's Joker, then the third act hits, and you get slammed in the face with Jared Leto's version of the Joker. Not that Charlize Theron didn't work for this over-the-top cheese fest of an action movie that this film is. For the most part she does. I just don't like inconsistencies, I guess. Now, I would be amiss if I didn't talk about the one thing that Vin Diesel mentions in every single one of these movies, and that is family. The family ties inside this movie, I thought, for the most part, were very heartwarming. They were very well done. But towards the second act, there was this thing just thrown in that it feels like the creators just lost ideas and they penned something to add a little bit more drama. The Fate of the Furious really isn't that special of a movie, but if you're a fan of cheesy 80s action movies, you should get a lot of fun out of this. I know I certainly did. And I'll say that The Fate of the Furious is a casual watch. Honestly though, can we please get Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham versus the world? I think I'm not the only one who would pay a large amount of money to go see that movie. But as always, it is what you say that matters. So have you already seen The Fate of the Furious? And what did you think of it? And what is your favorite film in the Fast and Furious franchise? Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And if you like what I had to say, and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.